Hi, hello, g'day, kia ora, welcome to the studio. I'm Paula from Moxy Mojo, and this is the final video for Dephemerember 2023. I know I'm a day or two late on a couple of things, but I have had a really good excuse. See, my grandson's turned 5 on the second to last day of the month, and as a family, we were getting together for New Year's Day, so that turned out to be his birthday as well, or at least the birthday celebration with the family. So I've been a very busy nana, so I'm sorry that recording this video had to get put aside, but, you know, fifth birthdays are a pretty big deal here in New Zealand, because that means that next year, well, this year, he will be starting school as soon as the schools open up after the summer holidays. So it was a big deal, and Nana was kind of busy making jellies and ambrosia and salads and platters and all sorts of things. So we had a wonderful day, and he got thoroughly spoilt, and now it's back to crafting for Nana. So here it is, my journal is finally complete. I don't think I could fit anything else in it. She is chock-a-block. Okay, maybe I could, there is a little bit of expansion room there, but not really. She's going to take up a lot of space on my shelf. So I'm going to run through it. You've probably seen everything before if you've watched all of my videos, but I'll talk through some extra things that you may not have seen, as well as a quick flick through of what I've done. Now, I haven't done the 2 extra prompts from Effie. I thought really seriously about it, but in the end, some family time and my grandson's birthday took priority, so I haven't done those. I may come back and do them later in the year, just so that my journal is 100% complete. But to be honest, I'm really happy with the way it is now. I am not going to lose any sleep over not having done those 2 prompts. Right, so on the spine here, I've got my label, which tells me that it's Dephemerember 2023, and hopefully you can see that. And then I've also got my journal guardian, and this was my mystical creature that I created, and we will talk about some more of these later at the end of the video, because they were part of a giveaway I ran during this Dephemerember series. And so I have got not only 1 winner, but 3 winners who I am happy to announce. My closure here was my friendship bracelet, and so that was made of a scarf clip, and I've added some charms to it. But I love these alligator clips. They're perfect for like a fabric journal like this. Just really hold it together nicely, and it looks good, or it will look good on the shelf. On the front here we have my butterfly and 3 torn things. So this one here is on a safety pin, so you could take that off and put it on a bag, wear it as a brooch, move it around if you didn't want that over her face. Facey smacy, never mind. And this one here is on a bookmark, but I love that it swirls around, so I can rearrange it depending on whatever other decoration I've got. But more importantly, I love the fact that it tucks over the top of the page, because it holds it a lot more securely on the journal, which is really important, I think, in terms of it making sure it doesn't fall out. So we'll just take that out for now. Shift you out of the way, my love, so you don't get crushed. So in here, I've got right in the front of the pocket, I have got a few things. So this was created out of some painting I did on canvas with Derwent pencils and the ink sticks. And I've got a video somewhere in my history about these. This was, you know, a few years ago, and I'd been just sitting around, and I thought I'm going to use it. So I've got my check-off list that I used while doing all my prompts. Whoops, that's very slack. I haven't done that one, and we're doing this one now. So that's now complete. I want to keep that because that's kind of my working one. And then in here is my folio, and this was from the freebie that was offered by both Louisa and Barbara. Barbara's was a different one, of course. I've got my good copy of my prompt list, and this is a little notepad I made, and this was inspired by Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. This was really useful, so I need to make sure I include these in more working journals like this, because it was great to have something to make notes about all my prompts in, but then have it be in one place instead of the usual envelopes and scraps of paper as I normally do. At least these scraps of paper are safely ensconced in here. So I'll put that back in the pocket. Now this here, you will have seen in my prompt about nature's treasures. What I've done is I made up some postcards, and I also did a freebie attached to that video. So if you're wanting to get those, I'll show you in there, but it was a set of like 8 like playing card size cards. But for these ones, I made these specifically for making notes on what I'd done. So I've listed the prompt here, and then details of what I did, so that if I have any questions or want to go back and recreate something, I know kind of what I did, and if there was anything I needed to organize or prepare, it's all listed on these cards. So that is included in a location that is either on the page or as close to the page where I've attached the ephemera as possible. And so because that's on the spine, I've included that in this front pocket. So here we've got in this, so this was a pocket that I made during the making of this journal, and I've got my explanation card for my friendship bracelet. So that was my closure that I've done. I've got here, this was me and my crush, and so I've got my third photo from my photo strip in the pockets, and I've tucked that down specifically so I can remember to leave a chunk out of something underneath, so that you can hint that, yeah, there is something under there, so there needs to be a way to find it. And then I've got my explanation here inside the pocket behind the photos. So I love the way this turned out. It kind of reminds me of those sort of, what is it, the retro style tattoos with the heart and mom on there. That's what it kind of reminds me of. So I've got a couple of blank pages here, and then we're on to my kintsugi houses, and this is It Takes a Village, And this one was made with gold leaf and is supported by the other houses around that. And the card for that I've put over the page. So where I couldn't tuck the card directly onto the page or into whatever the ephemera was, I have attached it with one of these mini paper clips with a little heart, and the heart tells me, okay, this card belongs to this page. Because I've got so many where it's behind or in front of it, that way it just gave me a way of knowing, okay, oh right, so I've got to look at this particular card. Here we have another card, and this was for my wings and a clock and a wings, or I should have the prompt list out because I'm trying to remember the correct titles. It was Clocks and Wings. Now, what I did is I've gone through, and I'm not sure if I should have or not, in hindsight, and I've just kind of linked all of these cogs and charms together because it was kind of annoying me that they didn't look right just being hanging in midair and not being connected. So I've done that, but I don't like the way I've done it, so maybe I need to rethink it or redesign it or something like that. And I love this window. I think that is so cool, and it's my acetate, and that was actually, no, it wasn't acetate. It was from an L-shaped pocket. Just the plastic from that, so it is slightly frosted, but I love the way it covers those cogs there. Flipping over, I've got a pocket that I made during the making of the journal, and then I have my spaghetti box window, and if I open this out, you can possibly see my hand, but maybe not. I need a little wee light to put through there. But this is a see-through window, believe it or not. It's coloured with alcohol inks and was cut into the page because I don't buy spaghetti in boxes or with windows in it. So this was kind of my version of that, and I wanted it to look almost like a stained glass window. So I really love the way this turned out, and so I've tucked my postcard onto the flip out of the page that I did when I was making the journal. Now these are the freebie cards that I made. So these are the cards that I made for all my explanations, and then these are 4 of the cards in the freebies, and I've created a tuck spot here and also over the page. So I'll just put these back in, and these were tags that I made out of the some of the paper that I received from my wonderful swap partners, and that was Miss Wendy and Tanya in Australia. So I wanted to use some of the papers that were just so gorgeous, but at the moment they're just kind of sitting there as bases. I will probably take them out of here and use them to create something else. And then over here is a sideways version. So the first one was along the bottom, this is running on the side, and again some more of the papers that I received. And this is like my favourite. And it is another one of the, like a clean up paper towel that I just love the colours, gorgeous. Now this was probably one of my least favourite prompts. Not so much the prompt, but the fact that I had to put a a photo of myself in there because I'm really not a photographic person. But I came up with a solution where I was able to disguise it slightly and add to that reflections of lights, and it's even better. This was my vintage meets modern, so it's based on like a cabinet card where you have the photo tucked in between two layers of card. So what I've done is I've taken the photo out and put it on top, and instead created pockets out of the two layers. And then I've also modernised it by making the photo black and white or grayscale or monotone rather than sepia tones. And then used a modern colour combination. And then I've also created some oversized tags with absolutely ginormous circle tabs on them to go into the two pockets. So I love the way these turned out. And that was using a kit from Susan Taylor Brown Poppiness on Etsy, and this is her Kiss Kiss kit. This was a belly band that I made during the making of the journal. So I wanted to include into here different ways of saving ephemera or keeping ephemera in a journal, ways of storing it, as well as the different pieces of ephemera. But in the end, there was so many I didn't use, but I think a lot of that was, or partly was, because I created more pages than I needed. I created this based on the previous year where there were 25 prompts. So I have got extra pages because there were only 16 official prompts plus the 2 from Effie. Now this was salvaged birds. So I made this primarily out of a dream catcher that I was gifted as part of my swap. I've added in some recycled shopping bag handles and some scraps of fabric that were off like the making of my journals, and I just love the way this turned out. I mean, it's kind of flattened now because there's so much else pressing the journal closed, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I could not have made it without the dream catcher having been donated. So thank you, Wendy, for that. And there's the card for the making of that. Now this was a pocket that I included when I made the journal, but then for the prompt on Recycled Fairy, I made this wardrobe, and so the doors open, and inside is my poor little wee Recycled Fairy's dress. It's looking all tattered and ragged and worn, and which is on a hanger, and even the ribbon's looking all tatty. And then hanging over the front door here is our poor little wee squashed crown. Our wand that has definitely seen better days. I mean, the poor star can't even hang or stand upright now, let alone all the gold that's coming off it. And then our fairy wings, which are off kilter, and the edges are all torn, and it's starting to look a bit grimy. So that to me was just kind of what not so much a recycle, but maybe a has-been fairy is probably the better thing. But I wanted to have the bits like she's kind of tried to cobble together from whatever she could find, and the bits were a bit secondhand at best when she found them. This was my mushroom robots prompt. So I've got the cap of the mushroom swivels around and you see the screen, the holographic screen, which is hidden there. Then the feet slide down for our mushroom, and that allows the mushroom to open up and our robot arms to move around. So that's our robot hidden in a mushroom. So next time you're looking at, field mushrooms, just take an extra peek and just check that there's no robot legs hanging out the bottom or screens underneath the top of them. If they've got a stalk that wide, it might be a bit of a giveaway. So that was the card for that one. This is my forgotten snacks, and this was a digital that I tried to make but just ran out of time in terms of getting it right. So I had to do a whole lot of cutting and pasting to get it down to the right size. But once it was there, I just absolutely loved the way it looked. So I created all my popcorn myself, designed this, was just over the moon at the way it looked. I think it looks so real in a cartoon kind of way. I love the vintage styling of this, and this is thanks to the Graphics Fairy website and the members part of the site, and some tutorials there where this was taught. A lot of my images that I get and use are from there, and I am eternally grateful to that. And if you're not a premium member, then I would recommend that you at least look at it, because it's amazing value. Over here is my Halloween meets Christmas. So I wanted to, this was like one of the first ideas I came up with, and the sign says it all. It was a Christmas tree farm, but it's been taken over for Halloween, and then I've got all these Halloween coloured Halloween trees. They're all decorated with cobwebs, and then these poor misshapen, very deformed, totally irregular glitter ornaments and skulls for the stars. It just appealed to my warped sense of humour. What can I say? Here was the other two flowers that I made for a butterfly and 3 torn things. So I actually made 4 different versions of them. These 2 are hidden paper clips. One tucks over the top of the page, one's designed to tuck around the side, and they were made using torn watercolour paper, and these 2 have got torn butterflies, and they were from my swapped items that I received from Tanya in Australia. And then this was a pocket that I made in the making of the journal, but these were the tags that I made for plaid and polka dots, please touch. So I wanted these to be very tactile. So this is stripes for my plaid, and then for my polka dots I've got a series of, these ones are either double layer of pattern paper or cardstock. We have the glitter ones, and then this is, the circles are cut out of a tag, which is then placed on top of a tag with like very contrasting colours, and I really loved the effect and how impactful that design was. And then finally in my back pocket here, and I don't think I mentioned this, I certainly haven't mentioned this part, but in my swap to Tanya, I made her one of these as well, and it's a layered pocket. So it's got this was the original, made it from scraps of the spools that I put some eyelash wool on for her. So these were the bits I cut out from the sides of the spool. And then I also attached these, they are like kilt pins with beads on them, and then a couple of charms attached to them. And then layered in here we've got tags, there's vintage tickets, there are some, these are aged journal cards that have been distressed. I've got some, what have we got in here? Aged tickets, tea and coffee dyed. These are paint swatches. We have coffee dyed index cards of a couple of different styles. These were tea and coffee dyed doilies. Oops, scrap of paper. And then in the front I put again some mini envelopes, another of the journal cards that I distressed. I've got some little tags, and these were little digitals that I designed, and I've backed onto tea and coffee dyed paper, and more tickets. And then we had a wax seal on the front, and then just a cluster of different things, including a little wee butterfly button. And then I made it so that there's coffee dyed paper on the back, so it can either be left loose and you can use it for journaling, or you can attach that into a journal. And so I've put mine in the back pocket there. And then when I was sorting out things for the swap, I came across some things that I had two of, so I kind of put them aside. So what I did without Tanya knowing is I put together a 5-item swap for us. So we've both got exactly the same things in an envelope, tied up. Mine's still in the ribbon, so I can't even remember what's in here now. And it's a 5-item challenge. All 5 items must be used on the same day, but not necessarily on the same thing. And like things count as one. So there's 5 items in there, plus there's also the paper bag, the ribbon. We both got the same charm, and we both got a tag stamp with the number 5. So we agreed that we're going to leave this till sometime during January to do, because trying to get through Dephemerember was going to be busy enough with Christmas. So at the moment I've got this sitting here in the back of my journal, waiting to use on a probably a journal page of some description. So I'm not sure when I'm actually going to use that, but it is all safe and secure in my journal. So I hope you enjoyed looking at this. I absolutely loved making this journal. Okay, I may have complained on the day while doing some of the prompts because I was struggling for ideas and time and probably tired at the stage, but in hindsight it was a really fulfilling exercise that I loved. And now I need to go back and do 2021 and 2022 so that my set is complete. I've already got the journals made for them. I just need to put everything inside. And then I will go and do I've got a 4th journal like this to put any other kind of sample type ephemera in. So now the last thing I want to do and I want to share is my giveaway for the, where is it? Magical Creature, and that was the 13th of December. So I've got 3 winners here. So we've got Heather Bagwell, 8432. So she will get the Silver Journal Guardian. So if you can email me your contact details, Heather, and I will get some goodies out to you. I have Cassidy Walker, 4867. You win the Blue Guardian Journal Guardian. I went blank there. And Artsy Solutions, you win the green one. Hopefully you can see all the names very clearly there. If you can contact me, my contact details are under my videos in the description box, and I will get your goodies out to you. So congratulations. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has commented, who has watched my videos. It has been overwhelming, the support that I've had during Dephemerember 2023. You have made my day every single day and made it all worthwhile. So I cannot wait to continue this journey, and I will see you back in the studio. Bye for now.